A shot at the vert title. Dave was hauling, pulling huge limbless variations and the trick of the man to tail whip. On his fourth jump, he left Dog's leg hanging out of the trundo and the crowd stopped him taking any further than chips. Instead, Ruben Alcantara tried retail with a book. Super close to 60 in the double, were in a Spaniard second. The winner was hardcore trails rider Ryan Brennan. The Odyssey rider made his trip from the US well worthwhile by taking the victory here and a week earlier at the Backyard Jam in the UK. Even with a jump not to his liking, Brennan was busting. Matt Hoffman is the most famous freestyler on the face of the planet and still widely considered to be the best vert rider in the world. He's here in Holland but not competing.
I split my knee open last weekend, had to get stitches in it, and it's like the third time I've had to get the same stitches in the same cut, you know, because it's on my knee, it's hard to heal, so I'm just going to relax a little bit, and it's kind of fun just kind of being on the spectator side for once, you know, and checking it out. Man, Jamie, you know, he's got all the flow and stuff to take home the gold. Yeah. But you never know in the heat of competition, you know, one thing could happen, and it's really whoever has the best minute and a half. Yeah, I didn't go to the Worlds last year, but I heard a lot about it, and so it's going to be tough to match the Worlds last year.
Original Americana, Braziliana, Africana, Asiana, original Australiana.
We've moved inside now, and we're at the Flatland Arena, one of the most technical sides of BMX riding, and we've got one of the top riders from Canada, Jason Brown. So, you having a good weekend in Holland?
Yeah, it's my first time in Europe, and I'm loving it.
That's cool.
Yeah.
The Flatlanders, you seem pretty happy with the surface that you ride on this weekend?
Yeah, it's one of the best surfaces. You can tell that everybody's going off, so you can tell the area is really good because there's a lot of good runs going down.
It's about 10 minutes until Flatland. Maybe discarding yourself, who would you say is a favourite out of the other riders?
Andrew.
Yeah, you're going to go for Andrew Paris?
Yeah, definitely. My money's on him. I think everybody else is too.
Yeah. He seems kind of nervous as well.
Yeah, I'd say when he's nervous or he's stressed out or his bike breaks 5 minutes before his run is when he does his best. So.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
Thanks very much, Jason.
Yeah.
Good luck in the finals.
Thank you.
Yeah. And that's Andrew Farris over there in the blue bandana. We'll wander over, he looks like he's practicing, but maybe we can get a few words with him. How you feeling?
I'm a bit nervous, but I'll be okay.
Yeah, one of your friends said to me earlier you felt a bit nervous about the final, but I spoke to a lot of other people and they're kind of hyping you up, saying that maybe this could be your contest.
Maybe, I don't know. It's gonna be a heater.
Your name and where you're from? And
My name's Marty, and I come from Finland. It's in Scandinavia, and I've been riding 6 years, and that's it.
you qualified first in the first round?
To the semi-finals, and yesterday I got third, and I hope I do well today.
This looks like it could be, you know, a real good flatland contest. A lot of good riders here.
No, all the tricks, and that's cool.
Okay, what the other riders was, if you can't count yourself, forget yourself, who do you think may take the win today?
I think Andrew Farris or Jason Brown. They're cool.
The Canadians, yeah?
Yeah, and Phil.
Yeah, Phil Dolan.
Yeah.
Alrighty, so his tip's going to be Mr. Phil Dolan, who's the defending world champion in flatland. And I saw him riding earlier. Maybe we'll be able to... right behind you, dude. How do you feel about this weekend?
I've been enjoying it. Some really good riders here.
So, I mean, winning the title was good last year. You know, you had a diamond run in the finals last year in Cologne.
Yeah.
You nailed all your tricks. What do you think the chances of defending it are?
I don't know. Not so good this year.
No? Is that, you know, is that just your pessimistic view? Or?
That's just a pessimistic view, yeah. But I'll just do my best, you know. You never know with competitions how you do.
I'd imagine the crowd are going to go mad because you are the defending world champion, and you know, it's at least for another 10 minutes. Let's hope it's for a year and 10. Yeah. Good luck in the finals, Phil.
Cheers.
Damn, there's your top contenders for flatland, and in about 10 minutes' time we're going to be going to the finals, and this place is going to make some noise.
He is the defending 1996 World Flatland Champion, and if that ain't boxing enough for you, make some noise! Phil Dolan! Oh yeah! But what the kind of them fire gun shot? Bullets said that they hit up from the 5 shots back. Losing by sending back the bullet once again. We blast from up the square, see it's only us to blame. You say you want.
Phil's run may not have been as impressive as last year, but was still good enough to push Michael Steingraber of Germany back down to 5th. The run was full of originality and high on difficulty, but the Puma KHE rider just couldn't stick his hardest moves. 4th place for the 96 world champ. It was a brave attempt by the Englishman who now resides in Huntington Beach, California, but who was going to leave Eindhoven as the new world flatland champion? If Marty Cowper had performed the run he pulled in qualifying, it could well have been him. The GT rider had some of the hardest moves of the comp, but in the finals it took him 2 or 3 attempts to get them done. Even so, Marty took 3rd place back to Finland and will definitely be one of the favourites at the Worlds next year in Portugal. Second place went to Dyno Pro Jason Brown. The Canadian may not have had the hardest tricks of all competitors, but he had a near perfect run, only dabbing twice in his 3 minutes. Many thought Marty Cowper had done enough to beat Brown, but the judges didn't agree. Jason's run was jam-packed with a high number of moves linked quickly into one another. Add this to the fact that he nailed almost everyone, and you can see why he went back to Canada as the vice-world champion. The winner, and the man who had it all, was Andrew Farris. The Canadian, who rides for basic bikes, had a run full of hard tricks and he stuck them all. It was an amazing performance from the man who rides a strict 6 hours a day and has crank arms that match his clothes. After practicing almost constantly while in Holland and hiding himself within the sounds of his Walkman, Faris overcame his nerves and rode a dream 3 minutes, saying later it was the best run of his life. By the end of Faris's run, as the crowd showed their appreciation, there was little doubt within the arena as to who had won the title.
You can well be looking at the next world champ.
In third place was German Sven Fanghannel. Last year's Masterclass Mini Ramp World Champ did huge airs, including this tail whip, and went big over the spine. Sven used almost every inch of the ramp, and his run was full of technical lip and deck tricks as well as big air. Nose wheelies, this bus driver rocket tyre tap to nose pick, and a 540 tyre tap to nose pick were all pulled smooth as silk. The chauffeur rider finished with a massive double bus driver one-hander. Naturally, he was stoked. Second place, and his second of the weekend, was Ruben Alcantara from Spain. The Spanish Hoffman rider went off like a bomb, using the sub-box and the spine to the fullest. Ruben was one of the surprises of this year's Worlds and shocked all who saw him ride. Big 360s, huge 540s and a dash of smooth lip trickery were just the beginning. Ruben finished his run attempting this flare, which went over but just wouldn't come round. He then twice tried again at the elusive double tail whip he'd gone for in dirt earlier, getting real close both times. The Armada in the crowd were hyped on their hero. This year's Pro World Mini Ramp champion is Alex Bender from Germany. Last year saw Alex break his bike 5 minutes before the final and miss his run. This year, his Dragonfly stayed together and he tore the ramp apart. 360 tyre tap to ice pick over the spine was impressive enough to show a little gratitude. 360 over the spine, followed by a tail whip nose pick, showed that Alex was on the boil. The German was going big over the spine and big over the volcano and large at both ends. This is the end of his run and he finished with an enormous double bus driver over the spine. Chalk up a world title for Germany. last title of the weekend up for grabs is considered by many to be the most prestigious, Pro Vert World Champion. With Dave Osato out, it looked like it was going to be fought out by 3 Englishmen. KHE Puma's Jamie Beswick, who was second in 95 and the firm favourite for this year. The ruler of all, Cyclone's Jerry Galley, and the ex-amateur world champion, the ever-confident Simon Tabron.
There's a few key guys in there. There's Dave Osato from Canada, there's Jamie Beswick from the UK, Jerry Galley from the UK. There's a German guy called Stefan, I can't remember his surname. But there's a whole bunch of guys that are looking really good, really strong. But judging by the qualifiers, it seemed like most people showed all their tricks and gave it their full effort. I really held back, so it'd be interesting to see what everybody comes up with tomorrow. When you're on top of the ramp and you see the best guys in the world riding straight before you and you see the stuff they're doing, and there's obviously that extra element of danger where it's a big possibility you could hurt yourself, and in a contest your adrenaline takes over and you're not worried about safety so much, so you ride at a different level, and by the time all that goes together it's a big mental battle. And the physical stuff's in the past, that's the practice and the tricks you know you can do. At the end of it, it comes down to your mental tactics.
I don't know about mental tactics, but in qualifying Jerry Galley was just plain mental. Big smooth airs with the gold dust style were a warm-up for this huge 360 air. It's super tough to come in fakey from that height. Crowd favourite Galley also busted back-to-back 540s, making sure that the boss would still be in the house come finals time. Qualifying in third was Simon Tabron. He may have been saving the flip and the 900 attempts for the final, but he was still going off. Back-to-back variations, all at height, gave Starbuck a clean passage to the final, and he even let loose with a big one-handed 540 along the way. Also looking good was Dave Osato. Before injuring himself in the KOD final, he qualified second for vert with a run that was packed with the most technical tricks ever conceived. Osato had the works. Big burly styles, complemented by super hard lip tricks, and all topped off with a tail whipped and no-footed seat grab. We'll never know what the Canadian had in store for the final. Qualifying in first was Jamie Beswick. The UK's top vert rider hit a run that was higher and was more packed with tricks than any other rider could match. Seemingly stretching tricks beyond the point of return, Bessie was on a mission. Jamie finished his run with a 540 to a tail whip to a tail whip to ensure that he qualified first. By final time the weather was drawing in, but Beswick was up first.
1997, rider of Puma KHE, first man in Jamie Beswick. Comes, yeah, big 101 foot to start. Yeah, nice big bus driver. Yeah, big leg back. Yeah, big candy bar. His royal back-to-backness is in the house. Yeah, nice rocket at top. Yeah, switch out, the Jamie's going big. Yeah, one big switch out, that was huge. Yeah, topside, no big turn. Yeah, 101 foot. Oh yeah, bus driver to no bar. Yeah, rocket 100 at top. Yeah, topside to downside, that's a pendulum out into the right. He ain't giving me a space to breathe. Jamie Beswick. Warming up, that's about 5 Please, a massive round of applause. That ruled that first run.
The heavens opened and the rain stopped riding. Although no one was stoked, there can be no man who can say Jamie Bestwick does not deserve to be Pro World Champion. The ever-modest Derbyshire man had only 3 words to say as he collected his title and the cash. Jerry Galley rules. Well, that's your lot, and I hope you enjoyed the programme. Thanks must be given to Paul de Jong for taking on the migraine that is the organisation of the World Champs, and congratulations must be left at the door of all competitors in Eindhoven. Next year it's Portugal, where the top riders will again converge to see who will be World Champ. Rage, ride, peace. We out.
Different than we've seen before. Coming back to the street course is the sub box, but a little bit different of a sub box. They've added the rails, you've got some in the quarter pipe. Stairs won't do the bikes any good. Creativity is the key though. The guy that gets creative on this course could possibly win the event.
Creativity all important. There are 10 competitors involved, up to 90 seconds per run. Again, the average of 2 runs is the crucial score out of a maximum of 100. There's Matt Hoffman in his first street competition this year. He's been plagued by injuries over the last few months throughout his career, but he looks to be in pretty good physical shape, and he drops into the street course in spectacular fashion, looking to build up as much speed as he's from one obstacle to the other. Well, Hoffman, as I said, has been plagued with injuries, but so far so good this year.
I've never been on my game. It seems like I'm good for 6 months and I get injured. I'm good for 6 months, and now I'm starting to be 6 months and not injured. I'm hoping to get streaks so I can confidence.
Hoffman at one point had his shoulder completely rebuilt and was told he'd probably never ride again. So he's one of these men who's defied the medical experts and come back and competed once again at the very top level. 45 seconds remaining on the street course, and good use of his left foot as he leapt from one box to another, but not so good there, and he crashes face first onto the tarmac. Now Matt Hoffman taking his time to build up the speed again in this first run. And it looks as if he may have done some damage to the bike as well. Nose pick on the wall. And a little bit of frustration showing in this first run from Matt Hoffman. Will he for something big? 8 seconds to go. Oh, and a big tail whip from the really tall sub box to the next one down, but a crash to finish. And that isn't the sort of run that Matt Hoffman would have wanted. He'll get another chance to go a little later. Let's hear from Matt Hoffman about that run.
Yeah, I was trying to peg stall it, and I couldn't quite peg stall it. But it kind of, if you notice on the top, it has a 2x4 and it has like a 4-inch gap on the other side, so you got to be a little bit careful. But yeah, I just go fast and hold on. Is my whole theory.
Ron Kimmler finished in 7th place in the bicycle stunt competition at last year's X Games, and here in New York, he scored 88.25 to take him into 4th place. Let's let Dave Volker call this one.
Dennis McCoy, a legend in our sport. This guy has been around forever. Him and I have been competing for over
Arena, London, the venue for the Vans Generation 97, the biggest ever skateboard event to be held in the UK. Wembley was transformed within days to contain one of the best half-pipes and street courses any competition has ever seen. The competition attracted some of the best skaters from around the world to take home some of the $50,000 prize money.
I'm Chris Innes from Radland Skate Park in Northampton, currently helping to promote the Vans Generation 97 Skateboarding Championship event at Wembley Arena in London. Radlands was getting too small for the event, it only had 5 people. We have far more requests for tickets than we can actually cope with. I decided to go to a larger event this year, and Phil McIntyre Promotions in London came up with the idea of holding an event at Wembley Arena, asked me to join them, and I went in with them. We hired Dave Duncan from America, who's one of the 2 best part designers in the world, being Tim Payne, who originally built Radlands, and paid him quite a bit of money to design what we thought and he thought was one of the best courses in the world. He came up with a 56-foot wide vert ramp, which, as I said earlier, is the biggest one ever built. All the pros who are riding it are very, very happy with that. He's built a outstanding street course as far as I can see. All the pros are happy with that, so we feel it's money well spent.
British skating scene's really healthy. A lot of the guys can compete, as you'll see, on a level with the Americans. They're, but yeah, the skating scene's good. It's always been, it went underground, it wasn't as well known, it was still going, but it's sort of coming back into mainstream again. People are realising relatively it's a pretty cheap sport, you can get into it easy and have a good time. A lot of knowing and how, if you like, I mean, how difficult it is even. They think, oh, it's little kids playing with toys. These guys are more dedicated than half the gymnasts, you see. The stuff they're doing is at least risky. They haven't got training facilities. They just jump off something until it works. You know, the actual technicality of skateboarding, you can make it as difficult or easy as you want. That's one thing I like about it. It's accessible to anybody, but you never get to the end of it.
The street competition is all about flips, ollies, grinds, and jumps. 50 of the world's best competed to qualify for the finals. These are the highlights of the early rounds.
Crackheads on the front line, full of excuses. Wow, you ain't got nothing going on. You ain't got nothing going on. Wow, you ain't got nothing going on. You ain't got nothing going on. Feel the hell.
think definitely skateboarding, as far as popularity, is definitely on the rise right now. Myself, I've been involved in skateboarding for the last 30 years, seen the roller coaster of popularity going up and down. Right now, you've got a couple different things happening where you've got kids out skating, you've got grown-ups out on longboards or surfers, or and I'm on a board. It's kind of cool. I could go out and cruise and not have to worry about flipping my board everywhere, but actually still skateboarding. So I think the whole popularity thing is definitely going off. There's much more exposure. I mean, you guys have a TV show. 5 years ago, you probably wouldn't have this show.
The half pipe, as we've already heard, it's the biggest ever made for competition and proved to be total value for money. 30 of the best vert skaters in the world dropped in and used the ramp to the max. Check out the early round action.
This event is great. Vert ramp's the best ramp I've seen for competition by far. The ramp has bigger transitions than normally, and with extra vert, and it doesn't feel monstrous the way they built it, so it's really fast, and it's the widest thing that's ever been built, I think. I don't think there's ever been a bigger ramp before. You can pretty much go any direction and not really worry about getting to the edge, and once you get to the edge, you've got another 56 feet to transfer over to.
The half pipe also saw some BMX action with Matt Hoffman, Jamie Bestwick, Steve Swoop, and Simon Tabron, showing what you can do on a bike. The action continues after the break as we feature the half pipe and street finals with some of the maddest moves you have ever seen.
Run or two, then I might start trying some other, like heel flip, kick flip stuff, combinations.
For myself, it's just a series of tricks, just a line that I have been trying to put together. consists of a lot of flip tricks, and it's with flip tricks you either do it or you don't, pretty much. So if you flip your board and you miss your grab, it's over for that run or whatever. In the finals you get 3 tries, so hopefully one of the 3 tries I can put the whole run together and be happy. It's just makes it so you'll be able to go a lot bigger on a lot of your stuff, keep your speed better. Some people are complaining it's harder to generate your speed, but once you do get up there and get it up in the 5-foot range, you can stay up there a lot easier.
Well, I think that the reason vert skating has become so popular is because it's easier for the general public to grasp. Street skating is so technical and refined that it's really hard to figure it out unless you are doing it. And so the general public likes to see the flips and the airs and the twists.
45 seconds gives you about 16 walls, and Tony will do 16 tricks, whereas most people will drop in and do 10 tricks with filler in between, you know, if that.
I think in the finals, guys like Rune and Andy McDonald, Bob Burnquist, those are guys I always watch because they always come up with the craziest lines.
Into the vert ramp final, 10 skaters, all with 3 45-second runs. Bob Burnquist from Brazil takes the 4th place.
I wish you the worst here, to feel the greatest pain. Positive, you said it's all in vain. I know I felt, and I won't feel again. I know you, hours of madness, years of dysfunction, the deepest embitterment.
Tony Hawk's first run impressed the judges, but there was more to come.
Better will fall on your knees as you crawl back to me. It ends like this, I can't hope for bliss. If you fail again, I'm right here to witness every step when you trip. I will cherish it. Hours of madness, years of dysfunction, the deepest embitterment. No will to strive or achieve, finale and breakdown. Perpetual fall on your knees as you come back to me.
3rd place rider Rune Glifberg from Denmark. Andy McDonald from the USA took the 2nd place and some $4,500 with his consistent, powerful style. And then came Tony Hawk. As Andy predicted, Hawk would make 16 hits and nail every one of them in this near-perfect run.
Generation 1997 vertical skateboarding, $10,000 goes to Tony Hawk. Tony Hawk. All right, Tony Hawk, congratulations.
Thank you, everyone!
Yeah, Tony.
First time we've ever had anything this big in the country, and everyone's really stoked to see it, and everyone's going off. It's good. It's really extreme. I've never skated anything quite as big as that. Like, I mean, what we've got over here. I mean, I guess after this we might step it up a level now, but that's the first time I've seen anything like that before.
The street finals. 20 qualifiers have two 2-minute runs to impress the judges. Jaya Bondaroff from the USA took 5th.
Will you come to me in the night when there's something that ain't right? I have seen so much hate in your eyes. I have seen, and I only want to be a part of you. I have seen, wish I could understand. I have seen, yes, I ought to close my eyes. Yes, I ought to close my eyes.
English pro Jamie Thomas took 4th. The end of his run was just insane.
There's something ain't right. The expression on your face and your grip is closing tight. When you talk to me in the night, trying to sort things out. Will you talk to me in the night when there's something that ain't right? I have seen everybody has white, so much in your eyes. Go big, baby dollars.
Highest placed British rider Danny Wainwright powered his way to 3rd. Fluid style of American Tim Broush gave him 2nd place. The winner and $10,000 better off American Chris Sen.
This guy just grabs tricks in.
Other notable riders included Mike Vallely, who seemed intent on destroying the Jag. The best vert trick competition was open to all who wanted to rip the half pipe. then came the highest air competition. It ended up with two guys heading for 11 feet off the top of the vert. That's 22 feet from the ground. In the end, Andy McDonald had to settle for second with 10'6" as Brazilian Sandro Diaz hit 11'3". That only left time to demolish the Jag.
Incredible, absolutely incredible. One of the best contests in the history of skateboarding for sure.
Was the land of the Skateboarding World Cup, the Attitude Festival. It took place in the Montpellier Exhibition Park with more than 5,000 square meters. Of course, the best way to get there was by board. And the street course was well laid out. Moses Itola rated it. American Mike Vallely is hardcore. He gets a lot of big air and he has a strange relationship with his car. Spectators just love him, but not the judges. He doesn't qualify for the finals. Finn Arto-Sari is the European surprise of the year. In the events before the finals, he's the most creative, although he has a pretty bumpy semi-final. This young rider, he's not 18 yet, from Helsinki, is definitely someone to keep an eye on. Although there, he banged his head pretty badly. Ed Templeton is 25. He comes from Huntington Beach, California, and he's been over for a long time. He's a kind of artist. He likes to create skate designs, and he's had some good switchback results. His most glorious feat was a second place last spring in the Tampa spot in Florida. In a street event, it's important to ride on all the boxes and to do different tricks. And after the first 2 rounds, Ed ends up 9th. The French street scene is improving, but it's a long way before French skaters can go to a pro final. Hakim Sharif comes from Marseille, a non-professional skater who left school last year. His main problem is to find street skate parks to train. It's not possible in French streets because of the lack of facilities. Unfortunately here, Hakim doesn't qualify. But the World Cup organisers are still positive. It's good that a World Cup is happening here in France, so that it doesn't always take place in Germany or England. It's an international event, not just for 2 or 3 countries. In Munster, it's a big event with about 10,000 spectators. It's been well established for a long time, and the organisation is very important.
Also in Münster ist die Sache einfach über mehrere Jahre etabliert worden und ist deswegen richtig groß.
Californian Chris Sen loves fighting. He made a big impression last year when he won the X Games street event for the 2nd time in his career. And after his victory, he made a big impression on the TV crew too. Married with 2 children, he studies at the Art Academy of San Francisco. He's a regular winner, and this season he finished 2nd in the City Jam in Vancouver. He had a hard time at the beginning of this event, but got better and finished in 4th. Brazilian Carlos Andrade is only 19. Although he won the qualification, he felt under a lot of pressure for the finals. He's one of the emerging street stars. He won big last year in Ventura, California, and with his fluid Brazilian style, will finish second in the World Cup. After a beautiful second run in the semi-final, he ends fourth in the street final. Things are different with the winner of the X Games vert, Andy McDonald. He's 24, he comes from Boston, but he's been living in San Diego for a long time. He scores as well in vert as in street. A hard worker, he's usually first out training in the mornings. He has a very good final with 2 successful rounds and comes second. Some say that the difficult part of skating is to switch quickly from vert to street. Andy McDonald doesn't agree.
It's just more in your head. You can do it, but you have to, okay, I'm on the street now, and get your street different balance, different frame of mind. But as long as you have that time to warm up stuff, it's not that hard. It's just more ruling on the body. It's more tiring to do both. This course does a fairly good job as compared to like an ESPN, like Extreme Games contest or something. Ramps are a little bit smaller, a little bit more geared toward what you might find on the street in some financial district of any town. That's what they're going for. But you know, crowds like to see people flying through the air, so you got to have some ramps in there too. So.
The street winner, surprisingly, is American Rick McCrank. He finished 6th in Vancouver this year and is seen more often in videos than in contests. One of the good things about Montpellier is that spectators can also take part. A street area with a mini ramp was built for them, and they can dream about those they've just seen skating. Next we check out the vert finals with Australian Tas Papas, who's been away from the skate scene for more than 18 months. He'll tell us why in a minute. Some skaters have problems with the very slippery ramp, which was used for the FISE. Tas Papas misses his runs in the final and ends 10th, but still, this is a miracle.
A handrail, and it blew the eye orbit out the back of the bone, so they had to chop it open, take it out, put some plastic in there and put it back in. And it was supposed to take 2 years, but it healed in 1 year. So, yeah.
Canadian Pierre-Luc Gagnon, who comes from Montreal, shows up more and more frequently at the finals. He's 18 and his first big score was last spring with a 3rd place in the X Games qualifications. He has troubles adapting to the ramp, which he finds really slippery, and he ends 7th behind his compatriot Max Dufour. Yeah, the ramp is very slippery. We put some Coke on it to try and make it more sticky, because the sugar makes it stick better, but still it's slippery. But we do our best to ride it. It's not easy for the judges to mark the riders on the ramp. You have to be very technical, like Canadian Max Dufour.
Up-to-date Tricks machen, das heißt,
you have to make some high-rated tricks, but you have to be good as well, which means the whole ramp, and not only going back and forth in a corner of the ramp, making 2 or 3 tricks. If you want to win, you have to use the ramp, you have to be fast, and you have to have a nice style. Mattias Ringstrom is 21. He comes from Sweden, but he spends most time in the United States. At 15, he won the famous Munster event, which at the time was a kind of world championships. Since then, he's been in several finals, despite repetitive knee injuries. He ends this final in 4th place.
A real skateboard contest, it's just skateboarding, nothing else, and I like that better. But then again, you have the X Games, which is more like a sports Super Bowl or whatever you want to call it. Both are fun. It's different.
Bob Bernquist is 21. He comes from Rio, and despite breaking his wrist during the last X Games in June, he throws himself into the ramp contest. As you can see, he's a big air merchant, and this year he won the first stage of the Triple Crown in Florida, but here he falls badly on his arm. Andy McDonald, who usually trains with him, sees that the fall is serious. But fortunately, Bob is only groggy, and he ends up 2nd in this World Cup. Andy McDonald is one of the big stars of vert, and of course we've already seen him in the street contest. Twice the winner of the X Games, he was way over his competitors in the trials, and he won the World Cup last year. He took a very difficult run here and easily wins the contest. And with his 2nd in the street, he did pretty well in Montpellier. Like the other skaters, he travels a lot, and he should be back in the United States in mid-August.
Don and Danielle Bosick know what they're doing. They've been doing it a long time. The ramps need a little bit of work, but that just comes with experience. You know, it's the first time. It's a good showing. The crowd seems really into it. So it's pretty much just part of being on the Pro Tour. Every ramp is a little bit different. The ramp that we rode last week in Lausanne was really, really big. The radius of the transition was bigger, and this run's a little bit smaller. So just got to adapt to it. Also, this ramp's a little bit more slick than we're used to, so.
Stay with us for...
Dave Mirra, the champion of 97, looking for gold again here in San Diego in 98. Well, it was Dave Mirra who really set the competition alight in the first round. His early preliminary score of 91.7 put him at the top of Group 1. Brian Nyquist was in 2nd with Ron Kimler 3rd. Jay Miron languishing by his standards in 4th with Rob Nolly down in 5th. Confirmation of the way Group 1 stands. Now, if all this bicycle stunt, BMX terminology, is a bit of a mystery for you, then we've compiled a little guide here on Eurosport just to talk you through some of the more unconventional tricks We'll take you through one or two of the trick glossaries as we see Dennis McCoy. He'll feature a little later in the program. DMC, the 31-year-old. And he's not the only clown at the BMX competition. Stay still while the rider does a complete rotation around the front. A flare is a backflip with a half twist. Throw a 360 tail whip, watch the rider spin while whipping the tail of the bike around. But a successful run needs successful grinds. A manual is a wheelie on the back or the front wheel. Or a nose pick, stick the front wheel on the deck and the back wheel in the air. The street requires attitude. It's all about the choice of line, grinds, and a flair for the air. There you go, that's Trictionary for you, and this is the way the competition works. There are 20 competitors involved in this early stage, 10 places available in the final. They have 2 runs each. It's the average score that matters. Dave Asato of Canada is a big man by bicycle stunt standards. He stands at 6'1", which makes him pretty tall for doing this, but it doesn't hold him back as he goes for the Superman to start the routine with a seat grab. Sato, seen really as the Canadian number 2 behind Jay Miron. Finished 8th in 97 in this competition. Desperate to improve on that. They're marked out of a possible 100 by the judges. And the average score from the 2 is the one that matters. So it's important to notch up 2 consistent runs on this course. Osato gets high on the wall, foot down, that'll cost him. Judges would have seen that. Important as well for the riders to use every part of the course. Dave Asato sensibly using the rail. The more creative he is around the course, the better he'll be scored. Oh, and Dave Asato hits the deck. 90 seconds per run. And Dave can really pull tail whips in his sleep, but he missed that one. That was a nice little trick to end off things, but the buzzer sounds and Dave Asato will be a little disappointed. Had a foot down, had a crash, didn't ride as well as he's capable of. 21-year-old Canadian from Winnipeg. Had a pretty good line along the course. This was the Superman with the seat grab. Got good extension there. Landed safely. That's the alley-oop when he lands on top of the box, but goes up in an unnatural direction. A little bit disappointing for Osato, who's out of the final if he stays in 12th. He'll have to hope to improve in his next round. Next up, Dennis McCoy, the veteran. Now McCoy dropped out of college. He was an engineering student back in 1986. He was a promising student, tipped by many to be on course for a successful engineering career, but he didn't forget all he learnt at college, and now he can work on his bike, everybody else's bike, and does so with enthusiasm at all the competitions he takes part in. Now, Dennis McCoy. Oh wow, what a start from DMC, a look back 360, and then he's high on the wall. Dennis McCoy really stamping his mark on this competition early on, and he's got such control over the bike. Superb use of the brakes. His control is phenomenal. And he's gone for the flare. He's got the flare. Backflip with a half twist. And he nailed that early on in the competition. Oh, a little problem, but he's got away with nose pick. 12 foot high. Now he had another foot down. So a bunch of mistakes. And that's a lovely trick to finish with. Tessie McCoy, 9 seconds, remember. More energy requires supreme fitness. Just a few seconds remain for Dennis McCoy. silver medalist in the street competition and the vert last year. Despite his unbelievable career, he's never yet landed an X Games gold. This could be his last chance. Well, McCoy, no lack of fitness from him. Looks like he can go on for it to call it a day at the end of his first of 2 90-second routines. This is only the preliminaries as well. That's the look back 360, and he kind of delayed it halfway round and over his shoulder. This was the flare. Beautifully done. Landed that perfectly. This is called an abubakar, when he drops down having popped the rear wheel up onto the coping. Dennis McCoy goes 91.6. Despite the mistakes, there was enough in there to put him surely within sight of qualification for the finals. Dave Volker's another oldie. He's 31. Volker from San Diego, born right here in this city. What a start! 7:20 to start for Dave Volker, and he's flying. He'll really up the standard of the competition now if Volker can hold this together. So much energy going into the first minutes. Oh no, too much, too much. Volker trying too hard possibly. Now, he's got to be careful. He's got to finish in the top 10. Bronze medalist in 1997 in this competition, Dave Volker. Didn't qualify for the 96 X Games. And his best years have been in his late 20s and early 30s. Dropped out of competition for a whole 7 years, just said he was fed up with it. And then when TV started to take an interest, he got back on his bike. He got involved again and says it's the best decision he ever made. Dave Volker getting really high. Ah, bad landing. Teeth and tarmac there for Dave Volker. Lucky these riders wear these full-face motorcycle helmets because they're needed. And he snapped his chain, Dave Volker. So his run comes to an end. He'll look to improve on that in his second run in the preliminaries. He had about 20 seconds there, so equipment let him down. Well, it started quite beautifully with that 7:20, and then Volker went big for the entire routine. Look at this, 7:20. That was the opening maneuver of the run. The only guy to do it so far. Now look at his back wheel here. It just catches on the coping, knocks him forward, breaks the chain, and he almost breaks his head. So Dave Volker looks to be relatively unscathed following that brush with the Mac, and he'll be back for more a little later. But it's Dave Mirra leads the way. These guys are in the running to make the final. One run remaining for Parker, Volker and Sigerty. But the top 5 looks like that, with the big names all in contention. Currently in 30th. Now he needs in the top 10 to make it through to the final. Dave Sato of Canada gets cracking in his second run, having scored 82.4 in his first run. It's the average score that counts, remember. Sato really attacking the course. He's up the tempo from his first run, and he needs to really. Alley-oop with a bar spin, and he's knocked his seat offline. Needs to make some equipment adjustments, possibly. No, he's carrying on. Oh, nice tail whip off the top of that obstacle, but I hope he was wearing his cricket box. Up over the spine. That's the highest point of the course, in the middle of the course at least. Little tabletop. Nose pick. Couple of grinds using the pegs that are on the front and the rear wheels to grind along the coping on the top of the obstacles. Good control from Osato, but he's not quite in the class of McCoy, Miron, and Dave Mirra, and Dave Volker even. And Dave Osato will improve, that's for sure. He's only 21. Finished 8th in this competition 12 months ago. took part in the World Championships in Holland in 1987 and took a silver in vert and a bronze in dirt. That's a reasonable way to finish, or at least it would have been, but again, that seat's causing him problems. Could be a spanner required during the break for Dave Osato. He's going to be borderline. He'll have to sweat it out to see if he scrapes through to the final. Now, this was the tail whip up on the quarter pipe. He landed that one perfectly, and then when he came off here, he tried another tail whip. That was ambitious. Landed really badly, and that would have affected his score. That's what he looks like with the helmet off. Dave Osato, he's moved up into 6th, so he should now qualify for the final. Dennis McCoy next up. 91.6 in his first round. That was with a couple of mistakes as well. McCoy sitting pretty, looking cool. And McCoy gets going now in his second round in the preliminaries. Remember, this is just the qualifying stage of the competition. Foot down there for McCoy from Kansas City, Missouri. Last spin there from Dennis. Now, going to the far end of the course. That was a good move, tail whip, but he didn't quite land it. Fast to the other end of the course, and again, he's just lacking a little bit of this control that we're used to seeing from Dennis McCoy. Not quite there in this run, over the spine. That's better. Good grinds, using the pegs. Up on the spine again, superb control. Oh, lovely. Oh, again, feet down, though. It's not quite good enough by McCoy's standards. And he won't score as highly, I don't think, in this run as he did in the first. Silver medalist a year ago. In vert as well. Desperate for that elusive X Games gold. He's such a big name, you maybe automatically assume that McCoy has picked up X Games gold medals by the handful, but he hasn't, and he really, really wants one. Now, how's he going to finish? Something big up onto the big section. No, he's gone for the grind. So there were good points, there were bad points to that run from Dennis McCoy. But an important thing for him is qualification for the final, and he's assured of that. Superb air there from Dennis McCoy. His aerial ability, his ability to soar higher than just about everybody else is amazing, but that tail whip didn't quite come off. Look how he climbs up here. Pop. 13.5 feet up, that one. A lower score this time. The average is 88.2. McCoy's in third. So McCoy will certainly be in the final. Dave Volker is looking for a place in the final. Has a chance now to achieve just that. Scored 84.2 first time out. Dave Volker, 31 years of age, born right here in San Diego. Bronze medalist here a year ago. This is the last time the X Games will be in San Diego. Well, what a start! What a start from Dave Volker. Big backflip with his hands off. And, oh, he's flying. Volker is getting airborne. Superb start. Now, what did Dave Volker have for his lunch? Because it's certainly paying off here. He's really up the tempo, and he's leaping. Oh, no, too much. He's got a minute left from his original minute and a half. I think he's certainly on course for a place in the final now. Good control on the landing there when he spun the bike around to face forward again. Backflip. That's a beauty. That's the second backflip of the routine. The first one with no hands off a much bigger obstacle. That one, he's gone for the flare. He's got that as well. And Dave Volker is edging towards the bicycle stunt final. McCoy appreciative as he watches Dave Volker perform. I don't think he's really got to do anything else. He's done enough. There's been enough variety and enough courage shown in this routine so far, but he finishes it off with a 360, lands it perfectly. Volker's on his way to the X Games final. One of the best runs of the day from Dave Volker of the USA, and this is how it started. No-handed backflip, amazing concentration to do that. And look how high he goes here. Orbital stuff from Volker. This was the backflip, down, spins away, rides away, and here, the flare. A backflip straight into a flare, back-to-back tricks. That was impressive. Volker's in the final, there's no doubt about that. He qualifies in 6th position with an average of 86.5. So the lineup for the final: Volker, Asato, Nolly, Gutierrez and Sigerty from the bottom half of the draw. The big names are all in the top 5. Mira, Nyquist, McCoy, Kimmler and Miron. Stay with us here on Eurosport. The final's next. Competition, capacity crowd here at Mission Bay Run, San Diego, California, playing host to the X Games for the 2nd and last time. Dave Volker impressed us in the preliminaries, made his way into the final in 6th position. Dave Mira, the big favorite, waiting for his opportunity. Let's have a look at the top 6 now as they go in reverse order according to qualification. We'll see Volker, Miron, Kimmler, McCoy, Nyquist, and finally Dave Mira. 2 runs, the average is the one that counts. They've got up to 90 seconds per run. They're judged on a 100-point scale. There are only 10 competitors left. Dave Volker, 31-year-old from Lakeside, California, born right here in San Diego. Volker's had time to prepare. He's worked out in his mind exactly what he's going to do. Oh, and Volker starts with a 720 and goes immediately into a 540. What a start for Dave Volker. He's immediately up the stand and leaps over the rail. Now, did somebody put some Viagra in Dave Volker's tea? Goodness me, he's got a face full of tarmac. He doesn't care, picks himself up, and away he goes again. What a start to the BMX Street Final. Never seen anything like it, and the crowd are on their feet. Volker, hands off as he comes over the spine. He wants a medal here, and he is setting the standard for the others to follow. Quite breathtaking start. Now, how's he going to follow it up? Building up speed again, superb height. Needs some technical tricks, really. The spectacular stuff is great, but he needs to mix it up with some grinds. Well, he's just taking a little bit of time to refuel following that energetic start. Big X up on the transition from one part of the hip to the next. High on the wall. Yeah, that was beautifully done. Just bonked that rear wheel high on the wall and rolled back down again. And he's still got time to spare, and just listen to this crowd. Backflip, perfect. Rides away, backwards and then forwards. Volker in control. The crowd in raptures. Ryan Nyquist shakes his head and applauds. This was an unbelievable start, a 722, full rotations. Judged it perfectly. And immediately after that, he went into a 540. 720 to 540, and then a backflip going downwards, and that's where he came unstuck. That was such a shame because he was on a roll at that stage. Well, Volker set the standard. What a score, 92.6. He leads the way. Well, blimey, what a start to the competition. Miron must be thinking, how on earth do I follow that? Forget the Tour de France. This is what riding a bike is all about. Jay Miron, the Canadian #1, chasing that score of 92.6. And oh, what a start from Miron. He's pulling out all the stops as well. Pops off there with his foot, a no-handed backflip, and then he's high onto the 2 biggest points of the court. Beautiful stuff from Miron. Volker crashed, remember, and that would have taken some points away from him. And Miron's down as well. Not quite as severely as we saw Dave Volker. Now, Volker just lacked a little bit of technicality in his run. The grinds, the nose picks, the tail taps, these sorts of things that the judges look for. Oh yes, Jay Miron is on it. 540 backing up a huge 360 tail whip. Volker set the standard. The others must now follow, and Jay Miron has risen to the challenge. Brilliant run so far. Perfectly down the rail. Technical stuff. This is scoring well with the judges. Well, a severely gnarly start to the BMX street course final. Jay Miron has still got a little bit of time on the clock. No, not anymore, it's all gone. What a run from Miron. What a start to the final. 2 outstanding runs. Now let's have a look at the highlights of this from Miron. No-handed backflip. That takes some bottle. Perfect landing. And then this invert upside down on the wall, taps off with his foot. 360 tail whip. When the tail goes round 360, the rider goes round the handlebars, a full rotation, and Jay Miron's got the lead, 93 dead. Pause for breath as Ron Kimmler begins his assault on these finals, and he's just seen what he's got to achieve. Goes up the rail, that's innovative. Creative start from Ron Kimmler, huge amount of air there, good tabletop. Up onto the wall, bounces off it. So already he's using plenty of different obstacles. Nice 360 with an X up. Good grinds, using the pegs on the wheels, on the coping of the various obstacles. Needs height here, gets it, foot down, that'll cost him. Kimmler, 27-year-old. Moved from Michigan, now rides out of Austin, Texas. Oh, big air, huge transfer there from Ron Kimmler. Never better than 7th in this competition. That was in 97 in the street course. Onto the spine. That's an important part of the course to use. That'll impress the judges. Kimmler trying to cram in as many technical tricks as possible toward the tail end of this course. There's a 360 with a bar spin, sometimes called a truck driver. Good technical skill at the end of this run from Ron Kimmler. 10 seconds remain. Looks like he's sucking in oxygen. He's put a lot of effort and energy into this run. Now he's looking for a big finish. The buzzer sounded. Well, Kimmler brings his run to an end. Good start. Perhaps not such an impressive finish, but consistent. And he stayed on pretty much throughout the routine. Look how far he traveled with that bar spin. This was the 360 with the bar spin. That's over the spine. And he's 3rd at the moment, 90.4 the score for Ron Kimmler. So still Dave Volker Jay Miron, I beg your pardon, leading the way with that 93 dead. Dennis McCoy, meanwhile, has been sitting on a high point of the course, casually watching what's been going on, and he starts with a big 360. Up onto the wall, bounces off. Look at the legs working. 31 years of age, Dennis McCoy, the master of bike control. I spoke too soon. Oh, and he snapped his seat. Look, his saddle, or his seat, has just snapped in half. And I'll leave it to your imagination as to which part of Dennis McCoy's body did the damage there. Big flare, hasn't affected him. He's got plenty to give still, Dennis McCoy. Backflip with a half twist, made to look easy by DMC. Huge amount of air. Look at him control on the manual there, the wheelie. He's fallen once on this run. He doesn't need to fall again. Big tail whip. Foot down, was there? Oh, maybe not. Now, lots of technical tricks to back up all the high-flying spins and rotations. And Dennis McCoy is having a lovely time. McCoy continues to climb. Oh, that was beautiful. Oh, almost. Foot down, not quite clean on the landing. 5 seconds left for Dennis McCoy. Well, although it was good, it was a case of could do better for Dennis McCoy, and I would be surprised if that gives him the lead. That will remain with Jay Miron. Now, he just seemed to get out of sync here. Just maybe slightly indecisive, and he just caught the yellow part of the adjacent obstacle. But he immediately picked himself up with that broken seat and pulled up with a flare. Amazing. And up we go, and down again. Fantastic. So Dennis McCoy will look to improve in his second run. For the moment, he sits in third with his first run score of 91.8. Well, Ryan Nyquist is waiting to drop in. He's an exciting rider. Nyquist can definitely mix it with them. We spoke to Dennis McCoy earlier to see what he makes of the new boy, Ryan Nyquist.
What I don't like about Nyquist is that he's taken all the bar spin stuff. I was kind of one of the bar spin innovators, came up with bar spin 540s, double truck drivers, these tricks that I held dear. And he goes out and does like 10 of them a day, and then makes me think like, wow, maybe they're not as, you know, big a deal as I thought. He's doing 3 spins now, so.
So lots of respect for Ryan Nyquist from Dennis McCoy and all the other riders. Second in the preliminaries. Nyquist, bronze medalist in '97 in the dirt competition. Oh, what a start. Backflip with a bar spin. Now, we heard Dennis McCoy talking about the bar spins that Ryan Nyquist does, and he practically does them on every trick. He is the master of the bar spin. .360 with a double bar spin. Likes the spine. Another bar spin. Good transfer. Superb control so far from Ryan Nyquist. No mistakes. Bar spin. That was an X-up, in fact, when he doesn't let go of the handlebars. Bounce off the wall. Nyquist showing good technical skills. Needs to start getting big air now. That's a nice alley-oop, 270 in fact, over the hip. Now he comes up towards the far end of the course and he'll leap over the part they call the gator pit right there, again with a bar spin. And he's used pretty much the entire course. No foot bar spin. No, not as spectacular as we've seen from Volker, Miron, Kimmler, McCoy. Dave Mirra still to come, the big favourite. Nyquist with a solid run. He's stayed on throughout. He's possibly just lacked a little bit of aerial attitude. Nyquist playing it safe, maybe. But bar spin after bar spin after bar spin. This was a brilliant start. Backflip with a bar spin. That was probably the best maneuver of all. Bar spin back on the 360 there. The no-hander to a suicide. Nyquist out of the medals at this stage. He sits in 5th position. Dave Mirra, last man to go in round 1 of the finals. First in the preliminaries, the reigning champion, double gold medalist in '97 in street and in vert. This is the man they've all come to beat. This is the man who will be desperate to once again take the X Games title. It's the biggest prize in the sport. Beautiful, beautiful 360 can-can, using the wall. And look at his legs pumping those pedals, pumping that chain around, beautifully down the rail. He'll spot a piece of apparatus as he goes past, he'll use it just to score extra points. Trying to use every part of the course. Bar spin on the transfer. Now Mirra. Good height. Looking around, spotting his next obstacle. It's a flare, it's a beauty. Absolutely perfect. On the backflip with a half twist. Sensational control as well from Dave Mirra, 24-year-old from North Carolina. That's where he lives at the moment. Born in New York State, leaps off the spine, and he just hasn't lost any speed at all throughout the run as he leaps and bounds from one obstacle to another. 360 with a bar spin off the spine, impressing the judges with a plethora of technical tricks at the end of his 90-second run. Mirra's time is up, which is lucky because he really didn't need that at all. That was after time. Well, Dave Mirra will be in the frame. This was a faultless run, no feet down, didn't crash until after the buzzer, landed everything he tried, got amazing height, pulled technical tricks, packed with grinds. Can't fault it. Here's the flare. Oh yes. Mirra takes the lead, 95.2. He's set the target. The average score from the 2 runs is the one that counts. But it's Mirra who's got the best of it so far. Mirra leads Miron with Volker. McCoy is 4th, Kimmler 5th. But it's likely to come down to a battle between the 3 M's, Mirra, Miron, and McCoy. Stay with us. Eurosport, you're watching the X Games. Dave Mirra leads. Jay Miron is 2nd. Dave Volker following that astonishing run. First run in the finals is in 3rd, and it's Volker who gets to go first in the 2nd run. Volker, Miron, McCoy, and Mirra fighting for the 3 medals. Here's Dave Volker, who impressed unbelievably in the first run. He started as he finished with a beautiful no-handed flip. That was a great way to start. Look at him pumping his legs across. Oh, huge amount of air across the gates of pit. And he only just cleared it. Again, a massive transfer. And he's already biked around the entire perimeter of the course. Foot down, doesn't need that, needs to keep on the bike. Beautifully over the spine. Pops that rear wheel, holds the bike steady. Looks and spots his next obstacle. It's a flare. That was astonishing. In fact, it was a foot plant, looked like a flare, but there's the flare. 2 brilliant maneuvers back to back. The foot plant followed by the flare, then the backflip. Oh no. And road rash for Dave Volker. He looks a bit dazed. Does he know where he is? Volker's in trouble. Dave Volker needs to sit down, take it easy. And I think that's the end of Dave Volker's X Games. He's okay, but he needs to stay off his bike for a while. Well, what a start. He had to give it everything. He started quite brilliantly with the no-handed backflip. Landed a little high on that one. Huge amount of air there. Only just cleared that part of the course they call the gator pit. Now this was what I thought was a flare, but in fact he popped his foot there. Crazy foot plant, it's called. This was the flare. No, this was the backflip, and he over-rotated and head on road. Not good. Dave Volker's okay, but annoyed. His average is 90. That's what they're chasing. Jay Miron came out and responded in the first round to that run of Dave Volker by producing one of the best runs of his life. He's now got to go again. He's had time to refuel. He's chasing a medal. Jay Miron drops in. Getting the grinds out of the way nice and early this time, the 27-year-old Canadian. Oh, huge air. Oh, right over the wall. Brilliant. Gold medalist in the dirt competition in 1995. Missed the whole of last year with injury. Picked up a silver in 96 in this competition, but once a gold in 98. And he's going the right way about it so far. No mistakes from Jay Miron. He stayed on, no feet down. Everything's clean so far. A more technical run this time, possibly, for Jay Miron. Rhythm and flow. Now, is he building up for something big? He comes down the rail. Oh no, he's down. Jay Miron comes off on a trick that he would normally expect to do with his eyes shut. And he has done some damage, I think, maybe to his bike. And he's going to carry on. Miron going for the big finish. Up on the spine. Up on the highest part in the center of the course. Big 360 tail whip. Just touched his feet down on the spine. That was a big call. In fact, it was a double tail whip, not a 360 tail whip. Well, whatever it was gutsy. Look at the height he got there and the distance. This is where he ate tarmac. Didn't need to really, just got hung up at the end. And this was his finish. One time around, and again, double tail whip. Just had his feet down, but it was a brave way to finish. Jay Miron's score, 94.8, gives him an average of 93.9. McCoy next to go. Dennis McCoy gets going. Big look back 360. We saw that from him in the preliminaries. Then he taps. Oh, no. Dennis didn't need to fall. Now he's got to start building up speed again, and in doing so, he'll lose a bit of time. Just Dave Mirror to go after Dennis McCoy. Oh, and McCoy's down again. Ow. Ah, the vibrations from that you could feel all the way around the stadium. Well, McCoy will be happy that it's the average that matters, but he's got to ride cleanly for these last 30 seconds or so of his run. Needs some big tricks as well. Luckily for Dennis, there's been no apparent damage to the bike. Remember, he snapped his saddle in the first round. That's nice. Yeah, it's coming together now following a dodgy start from Dennis McCoy. He's starting to stitch these tricks together handsomely. Up on the spine, up on the wall. No one controls a bike like Dennis. foot down, and he tried to cover it by popping it on the peg, but the judges would have spotted it. Last few seconds. It's not going to be a win, but he's still in the hunt for a medal. He's going to go big on the far end to finish. No, that's it for McCoy. There's nothing more to give. Now, is he still in the medals? Well, he wants to finish big somehow or other. Oh, and Dennis and his bike park company, no harm done. Dennis McCoy, silver medalist in 97 in this competition, looking for another medal in 98. He'll have to sweat it out for a little while. The average score is the one that counts. He's in the medals. Dave Mirra leads the way with 95.2. That, of course, his first run score, but also his average. He needs 92.62 to win. The reigning champion looking for the hat trick. The gold medalist in 96 in Rhode Island. The gold medalist in 97 right here in San Diego, and looking for the triple. All he's got to do is stay on. All he's got to do is pull the tricks he does day in, day out in training. Oh, just pats his chest there as if to say, well, maybe push that one a little bit too hard. A minute remains for Dave Mirra. Yeah, 360. Bar spin, big tail whip. It's all coming together for the Mirra man. Good grinds as well. Dave Mirra following the absent Matt Hoffman is the biggest man in the sport at the moment, and he can pull flares in his sleep. Another backflip with half twist, perfectly demonstrated by Dave Mirra. Surely the gold medal is his. It's what he's been dreaming of all year. Has been consistent in all the non-X Games competitions throughout the USA. Picked up a gold in the World Championships as well. Last few seconds for the man surely now about to be crowned as the X Games champion in BMX Street for the third year in a row. Up on the sub box with a little bonk of the rear wheel, and Dave Mirra has ridden supremely. Well, try and find a fault in this run if you can, but he didn't fall, he didn't touch the deck. Stayed up there for as long as he could, and that, he thought, was a bit too close for comfort. Here's the flare. Nice and easy. I'll do that every day, he says. He does. So Mirra has done enough. He's the X Games title in BMX Street for the third year in a row. He is the champion of the X Games. Well, what a competition. Mirra takes the gold, Miron takes the silver, McCoy takes the bronze, the 3 M's in there again. What a competition it was. And Dave Mirra has set the target, 3 gold medals in a row. It may never be beaten. We'll leave you with music from Jimmy's Chicken Shack. San Diego Beach. San Diego once again playing host to the X Games. Hope you enjoyed tonight's. Reconstruct. He didn't take part last year, but he's here and he's as good as ever. No foot can, and a truck driver. Truck driver 360 with a bar spin. Won the X Games at Newport, Rhode Island in '96. Missed out last year with injury. Here's the no-foot can-can. Good control. 360 in the bar spin. And together, that makes it a truck driver. Don't ask me why. Joey Garcia goes second, 88.73, his average score. Joe Rich of the USA is tied in 13th. He's a bit borderline at this stage. But he's got to go big now to give himself a guaranteed place in the final. 360. Well, that was a neat jump. He may well have just taken an educated gamble there. He's done enough to qualify for the final. Let's have a look in slow-mo from the camera above the course. There's the 360. And the second element of the jump after he cleared the canyon was just a double X up.
Dude, I wanted to do nothing, but I didn't have enough speed. It was all right.
84.67. That puts Joe Rich in 10th position. Chad Kagi is currently in 7th. So he's sure of a place in the final. Here comes Kagi. Bar spin. No-footed one-handed can-can, and then a 360. That's good stuff from Chad Kagi. And this isn't his most difficult stuff. That's yet to come. We'll see that in the final. No-footed one-handed can-can there. Then the 360. Did he spin the by? Went for the X-up on the 360. And he's 4th. Next up, the defending champion, the amazing TJ Lavin. He leads the way, 89 and a bit, his current average. Let's see what he's got for us. Oh, Superman with a seat grab. Oh! And he kicked off his feet in a can-can motion at the end there. It's a TJ Lavin patent jump. The winner here in San Diego a year ago. Look at this. Huge extension on the Superman seat grab. And I didn't think he'd have enough speed to do anything else. Instead, he went for a kind of daffy. Big no-footer and landed it perfectly. Lavin on fire. Yeah, no surprise. 90.4 in the prelims, and he can only get better. He's got more to give coming into the finals, and Lavin will be top seed in that final. Tim Hall, currently 5th. Guaranteed a place in the final. Would like to move slightly further up the rankings to improve his seeding going into that final. Begins with a bar spin and a 360, and goes for the flip and nail. Ooh, just had a foot down. Well, not playing safe at all, and he's got some flatland tricks as well. So Tim Hall goes through to the final, and he should move up the rankings very slightly. Looking relaxed, enjoying himself. The crowd are enjoying the action here. Tim Fuzzy Hall, bar spin. That's called a bus driver. And the backflip. Now he just had a foot down. Yeah, that'll cost him very slightly, but it was a gutsy move.
That was awesome, dude. Thanks, dude. Thanks. What's up, man? What's that, eh? Coming over. Whoa, what's going on?
So let's get a check on the standings at the end of the dirt jump preliminaries. Top 15 will go to the final, so all these guys are through. Page 2 of the leaderboard features Nyquist and Miron, Nastasio, some big names in there. And the top 5 is headed at the moment by TJ Lavin, the defending champion, at the top of the pile, ahead of Joey Garcia and Tim Hall. Brian Foster and Chad Kagi taking 4th and 5th at this stage. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we'll be at the BMX dirt jumping final. Stay with us at the X Games. And to the final of the BMX dirt jumping competition, featuring the 15 best guys from the preliminaries. We're at Mission Bay Park, just close to the ocean. Storm clouds on the horizon, but it's nice and warm. There's been a little bit of electricity in the air, lightning, thunder, and electricity on the course as well. Joe Rich came through 10th from the preliminaries. This is his first of 4 runs in the final. Away goes Joe Rich. Nice bar spin. And he finishes off with a flip, with a 360, I beg your pardon, with an X up. So a little conservative, but most of the guys who know exactly what they're doing will build up the degree of difficulty, saving the toughest jumps until the very end of the competition. 81.6 for Joe Rich, puts him second at this stage. Let's get a check on how it works here. There are 15 riders involved, 4 runs. The average of the best 3 is what counts, so you chuck out the lowest score, based on a 100-point scale. Now there are 3 different courses they can take, left, middle, right, looking from the camera above. The course in the middle is the easiest, the course on the right is the biggest and baddest. Corey Nastasio of the USA, gone to do up his helmet, too late now. X up, Superman, 360, nice jump from Corey Nastasio. Now, Nastasio, would you believe, was a jockey for 11 years. Found it was easier to maintain his bikes than his horses. Second element there, the 360. Good jump from Corey Nastasio. That'll give him the lead, 83.2. In fact, he's tied for the lead now. Now, Canada's Jay Miron. We're more used to seeing Miron in the street course and on the vert, but he was the inaugural X Games champion in '95 at Newport Beach, Rhode Island. You can never discount him. Here comes Jay Miron. No, he's transferred from one side of the course to the other. That'll score him highly, and he finishes with a solid 360. Nothing spectacular, but he'll improve and increase the difficulty level of his jumps as the competition progresses. X up. Then he transfers, 1 foot off, finishes with a solid 360. And he'll step up those combinations a little later as the competition goes on. 79.6, sub 80 score for Miron. Better things to come, I'm sure, from him. Sean Butler from Anaheim in California finished 7th in the prelims. And he's riding a foreign bike, or a bike that's foreign to him, because he had his bike nicked from the back of his car, would you believe, prior to the competition. It doesn't seem to have affected him too much. The only problem for Sean Butler is this bike is built for somebody who's about a foot taller than he is, so he's had to adapt considerably. Not a high 360 at the end, but he nailed the landing. 81.80 for Sean Butler. Now Ryan Nyquist, who took the X Games bronze last year, 12 months ago. He was on the podium. And this was Nyquist before he got going. At the X Games, each rider was responsible for his own ramp maintenance. That was a very American thing to say, wasn't it? But that's what they call it. And Nyquist got sweeping earlier. Now he gets going on his bike. Bar spin. Truck driver. Oh, good finish. Walking on air at the end as he took his feet off the bike. almost won the gold with his final jump 12 months ago, and he's looking for gold this year. There's the spin. 360X up, not a truck driver as I called it earlier. And he kicks his legs out to the side, just gets his feet back on the pedals in time for landing. 87.40 for Ryan Nyquist. He leads the way. Brian Foster. Brian going right as left. Oh no, he's in trouble, has to ditch the bike. Now he went for a 360 with a tabletop to start with. It was perhaps slightly ambitious off the first ramp and at this stage in the competition, but remember, he can get rid of the lower score. He says, that's enough, can't go any further with that. 360 with a tabletop, and it was trouble from there on in. Bye-bye. 10th place for Brian Foster, 71.8. He'll get rid of that score though. Tim Hall, 3rd in the prelims. Now, here goes Tim. Big 360. 360. Now, was that an X-up or a bar spin, which would have made it a truck driver? But it was pretty good anyway, Tim Hall. Solid, clean jump. Here's the solid 360. Huge amount of air there. Landed way on the backside of the second mound. One-handed bar spin. So Tim Hall scores 86.6 to give him 2nd place.
What are you doing? Hey, Jay.
Joey Garcia, 96 champion. Bronze medalist the year before in 95. Missed it last year where he was having constructive knee surgery. And Garcia landing clean, solid jumps without really turning up the heat as yet. Game of tactics as well. There's a truck driver. And a X up in there as well. That's when he crosses the handlebars without taking his hands off. And he goes 2nd, Joey Garcia, 87.2. TJ Lavin is next. TJ Lavin, twice a medalist at the X Games, including a gold in 97. TJ Lavin, Superman with a seat grab, and again. Started that one pretty mellow and then got tougher and tougher as the competition went on. I don't think it's enough to take the lead away from Ryan Nyquist, but Lavin has got plenty of ammunition left. Look at this Superman with a seat grab. And then this TJ Lavin patented jump, can with a kind of daffy maneuver with his feet. Very tough jumping from TJ Lavin. He's gone 4th. There'll be better things to come from him. Let's get a check on the top 5 then at the end of the first run. It's Ryan Nyquist who leads Joey Garcia, Tim Fuzzy Hall 3rd, then Lavin, and Nastasio holds 5th at this stage. Well, things are beginning to hot up here at San Diego. When we come back, we'll have the 2nd run in the dirt jumping final. Taking place at Mission Bay Park, San Diego, California, watching the X Games on Eurosport. Nyquist, just to remind you of the standings, is leading ahead of Garcia and Hall, then Lavin and Rich. The lowest score of the 4 runs is the one that gets chucked out. So it's early days and plenty of things will happen, plenty of changes in the standings as we watch the 2nd of 4 jumps from Jay Miron of Canada. Miron really attacking, pushing hard for this first. Oh, no-handed backflip, brilliant stuff. And a 360 from Jay Miron. He's really up the ante now. And the others are looking and thinking, where's this guy coming from? Big no-handed backflip. That's worth seeing again. Unbelievable, great landing. And then he had enough speed to put in the big 360. That's an 88.6 for Jay Miron. And he can potentially chuck out that first round score, which was a little disappointing. Sean Butler next to go. First jump, 81.8. This is jump number 2. Away goes Sean Butler. Pedaling in mid-air. 360. What's he got to finish with? Not the best jump we've ever seen from Sean Butler. He was a bit out of sync on that second jump. Didn't really judge the required speed too well. This is the 360. It was a little lacking in fluidity, that 360. And Sean Butler scores 77.4. Ryan Nyquist, the leader after the first round. Big smile on his face, really enjoying the atmosphere here. Nyquist in his element. And away he goes for his second of 4 jumps in the final. Double X up. 360 with a bar spin and a Superman with a seat grab. That's good stuff from Ryan Nyquist. The judges are rewarding diagonal movement, i.e. crossing from one course to the other. We haven't seen too much of it happening. Truck driver, that's the 360 with a bar spin. And look at the extension he gets here on the Superman seat grab. An 86.4 for Ryan Nyquist. Takes his average to 86.9. But he's got work to do. .8 It's the current average for, was the last round score, I beg your pardon, for Chad Kagi. 3 times he underwent knee surgery last year. There's a 360. Into the bar spin. Yeah, a little bit lacking in definition on the can-can, but it was pretty good. Now, he changed course. That'll score him well. It has scored him well. Apologies, we've just lost our on-screen scoring mechanism for the moment. I'll confirm Chad Kagi's score, 88.8. 8.4, Chad Kagi of the USA. Brian Foster. Away goes Foster. Tabletop 360, that's a beauty. Oh, Superman. Lovely jump from Brian Foster. That'll score him well. Just one hand left on the bike at the end of that jump from Brian Foster. 88.80. Still struggling with our scoring. Bear with us on that one, please. Tim Hall on the right, next to go. Tim Hall gets underway. A huge amount of air from Tim Hall. He flew there. Finished with a double bar spin. Beautiful jump from Hall. He took a real big chunk out of the lip when he landed the first jump on the transfer here. Just look where his back wheel goes, bang! Takes a bag full of earth out of there. Double bar spin. Tim Hall, now welcome back to our scoring system, and Tim Hall goes fourth.
Rookie, what are you doing?
Joey Garcia, former X Games champion.
You stole my trick. Buzzy, the double bar spin.
Stole my trick, he says about Tim Hall. Double bar spin. So Joey Garcia, away he goes. Transfers on the course using the entire width of the course there, Joey Garcia, and he's going to be right up in the reckoning here. Very clean jumps, and he's building up his degree of difficulty all the time. Transferred on the X up there. Crosses from one course to another. Three bar spins at the end there for Joey Garcia. 87.1, the average. He's got the lead. Garcia in gold medal position at this stage. Now, will Lavin have something to say about that? First jump, 86.2. Could do better, and probably will now. Lavin pedals hard for the first element. Bar spin. X up, transfers. And goes for the 360 with the X up as well. And he's got more to give off the end as well, but that won't count. It's the first three elements that really matter. Went really well in the preliminaries, but is being slightly overshadowed here. In fact, it was a truck driver there. Bar spin 360. Happens so quickly, sometimes it's difficult to spot exactly what's going on. But Lavin improving all the time. He's now third, average of 86 there. So it's Joey Garcia, former champion, who leads the way ahead of Ryan Nyquist. TJ Lavin is third ahead of Tim Hall. Joe Rich is fifth. Let's hear from the current TJ Lavin.
Most people think of Las Vegas, they think of Elvis, and but in my mind, I think Evel Knievel is the king. The king. I think people, when they say Vegas is like, you know, all tacky and you know, for hoodlums and beat down people and stuff, I think that either those people have never been here or those people lost here. If you come down here and bet your house, you're stupid. So you shouldn't come down here, you know, thinking that you're going to be a millionaire, and you should come down here for fun with money to lose. I'm spoiled, man, and this is the, you know, the playground for adults right here. I'm always, you know, spontaneous and always ready to go, and I think Las Vegas is the same way. I remember the first time somebody recognized me as like I was in Treasure Island in the game room, and you know, that place has nothing to do with BMX and bikes, and it was the best. I mean, damn, chicks are all bumming on me. Wait up! I like pretty girls. I don't know, man. That's too much. I'm TJ. Nice to meet you. I got a girl, but you know, hey, you know, you can look. Man, these chicks are gonna get us in jail. I just like the female species, man. That's all. I like all the attention and stuff that BMX is starting to get, and I think that's the best part of it. And you know, getting a magazine picture and stuff. Like, I still get really stoked when I see a good magazine picture. I think a lot of the people that don't know me and don't know what I'm about and stuff would probably like be surprised to know that I don't party too hard. I'm pretty mellow. Yo, what's up, dog? What's up? That's pretty funny. The last 3 years is like, you know, the best time of my life. I just don't want it to end. 10 years from now, I hope I'm just chilling in this big fat pad, sitting poolside with a bunch of hot chicks that want to rub my back, chilling with my dog Mac. That's our goal. What a life.
Lavin is struggling a little bit at this stage, the defending champion in third, and Nyquist sandwiched between he and Garcia. And the competitive spirit as we reach round three is really beginning to kick in. That was Chris Doyle a little earlier. He's okay. Jay Miron's okay as well, but he's struggling. He's in fifth. 84.1 for the inaugural X Games champion. Here goes Jay Miron. Oh. Oh, yes! Brilliant stuff from Jay Miron. He suddenly injected some real energy with this double tail whip at the end. In fact, it was a 360 immediately followed by a tail whip there, that third part of the jump from Jay Miron. Whatever it was pretty special, and it's pushed Miron right up into fourth, and it's thrown down the gauntlet for the others. Miron has said, okay, I might not win it, but if you guys want to win it, you're going to have to produce your very best. Let's see how Sean Butler responds. And he's on the right side, the easy side. Butler dumped his bike in the canyon, and he carried on without it, but it's not going to help his cause. And Sean Butler, the man who had his bike nicked, remember, is struggling. Sean Butler unable to clear the canyon. He's languishing in 13th, 79.67. Next up, Ryan Nyquist. Needs 87.53 to lead. Have a look at this extension in the second jump earlier on from Ryan Nyquist. But it needs to be even better in this third of 4 jumps. No hander. 360 with an X-up or a spin. No, he's blown that one. Landed badly, lost all his speed. Had to call it a day. Well, Nyquist will be able to chuck out 1 score, remember. Yeah, it was a truck driver. 360 with a bar spin, but he landed in that gully, which has gradually been chewed away by all the wheels slamming down on it, and the dirt has been softened up. Difficult to maintain the rider's speed. And Nyquist down in 6th. It's not over for him, though. Another jump to come. Chad Kagi. Chad Kagi gets underway. Third jump, bar spin. 360, lands it and clears the canyon with a no-hander followed by a bar spin. So Chad Kagi, who ate dirt, remember, on his first jump of the night, really responding well now. Bar spin. 3 different tricks in this one. The suicide and then the bar spin. And Chad Kagi's pushed himself back into contention, into 5th now. Brian Foster, exciting rider to watch, but he's having some problems. Technically he's so sound, but he's way down the list in 11th at this stage. And he transfers from one side of the course to the other and goes for a big 360 tabletop. Brian Foster responding well to the challenge that's been thrown down in this third round, initially by Jay Miron. Look how he moves from one side of the course to the other. 360 with a tabletop, 1 foot off as well. And 1 hand off.
How's it going, Mom?
Foster, 82.87 in 8th. Now Tim Hall needs a near impossible 91.93 to lead. He's currently in 4th. That's a lovely jump from Tim Hall. 3 different elements, creativity in there. A couple of little tweaks on each move. Oh, I love you, Fuzzy. One-handed tabletop on the transfer. and then the 360. An original trick. Pedals as much as he can during the rotation. And Tim Hall, 87.8. He's in the medals at the moment. Another jump still to come for Tim Hall as we approach the end of the third round. Joey Garcia and TJ still to come. Let's have a look at Joey's second jump. I'll have a quick flashback here. 1, 2, 3 times. Joey Garcia gets away. X up. Bar spin. Transfer, no footed 360 to end for Joey Garcia. One-handed X up. Bar spin. And he's transferred, remember. And he goes for a 360 and a truck driver because the handlebars were spun as well. No feet. So many things crammed into each trick from Joey Garcia. And rightly, he leads the competition. Joey's the man, they say. Well, it remains to be seen. TJ Lavin was the man 12 months ago. The boy from Las Vegas. Needs an 89.63 to lead. He's capable of it, but it's got to be one of his best jumps ever with still one chance to come. Lavin gets his feet off, transfers, X up, goes for a 360 with an X up as well. That was a pretty good jump. I'm not sure it's enough to take the lead away from Joey Garcia, but it'll put Lavin in silver medal position, and he'll be well poised as we go into the fourth and final jump. An 88.8 gives him an average of 86.93, puts him into second. Hall is third, but it's Garcia who leads the way at the end of the penultimate round. One jump to come. Garcia, Lavin, Hall, the medal positions at the moment. Now the fourth and final jump. Ryan Nyquist. Has he saved his best till last? He begins with a bar spin, no hander. On he goes for the flip and lands it. Beautiful jump, 3 different elements, 3 different tricks, and the crowd are really beginning to get worked up now as the boys turn up the heat and really pull out their very best tricks. Backflip with a bar spin from Ryan Nyquist. And he's gone into the lead, 91.4, the biggest score of the night. Nyquist leads, 88.4 his average. Will he hold it? Remains to be seen. Chad Kagi might have something to say about it. He needs 88.03 to lead. Not impossible. Kagi gets going, bar spin. Seat grab. No! Oh, Kagi was hoping that he'd chuck out his first round score, but it looks like he'll chuck out his fourth round score. Well, Kagi not really hitting the mark in 98. We'll look out for him in 99. He looks set to be one of the big names of the future. He's got all the right attributes, but tonight he was slightly optimistic, and he's gone 7th. 76.4, miserable score in that last round for Chad Kagi. Brian Foster now needs 88.43 to lead. He's struggling a bit down in 9th, but we saw great things from Foster in the prelims. Let's see what he's got in the final. Oh my word, that's huge! And a tabletop to finish. Well, from nowhere, Brian Foster produces the jump of the night. Wow. And the crowd, without exception, are on their feet. And look at this. He just went so big with that 360. Brian Foster has set the competition alight as if it wasn't already, and he had the speed and the composure to pull off that tabletop at the end, and he's taken the lead. Brian Foster moves up into gold medal position. Nyquist can do nothing about it except smile, but Foster leads with 3 to go. Here's Tim Hall. He needs a 92.84, and he's just watched that jump from Foster. I wonder what's going through his mind. He's starting riders right. Will he transfer? Not yet. He stayed on the right. It's not going to be enough. It's not going to be enough for Tim Hall. Might put him amongst the medals, but that medal position might be short-lived with Garcia and Lavin to come. .360. Could have done with a bar spin in there. That would have helped his cause. Puts the bar spin in the second 360 and the X up. Tim Hall's got a big fan club here. They might be disappointed. They're okay at the moment because he holds bronze, but Garcia and Lavin are still to jump. And here's Joey Garcia. Currently in 4th, needs 92.64 to lead and potentially take his 2nd ever X Games gold. Here's Joey Garcia. Very clean, 3 excellent jumps prior to the final, and a 4th one to round it off nicely for Joey Garcia, but for my money that's not enough to take gold medal position away from Brian Foster. No foot can-can. 360 with a bar spin. Joey Garcia scores 88.8. It's not enough for gold, but it's pushed Tim Hall out of bronze. Garcia holds bronze now. Foster in gold, Nyquist in silver, Garcia in bronze, with just TJ Lavin to come. The defending champion, Foster can barely watch. Lavin, we've seen, is capable of pulling it out when it most matters, and this is when it most matters. Lavin gets underway. Oh, big backflip from TJ Lavin. Tail whip, he's blown it. Oh no. Lavin ends up with his face in the dirt. Well, he had to go for it. He really had to do everything possible, and in the end it was too much. And Brian Foster is the gold medal winner at the X Games. This is worth seeing again from Lavin. The backflip, and then he went for the tail whip, and he couldn't quite get the back of the bike round to beneath his backside, and that was how it ended. So Lavin misses out on a medal, 77's 5th, which means that Brian Foster, out of nowhere, has taken the gold medal at the X Games in the dirt jumping competition. His first gold, and he was nowhere at the end of round 3. That's it for tonight on the X Games. We'll leave you with music from Lenny Kravitz. See you next time.
Testing, 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 check, check, check.
Woo!